think anybody that puts Hunter x Hunter first is lying.
Like overall, number one?
They're lying.
This is a response video to Tony Statovci. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. Tony is an amazing creator, one of the funniest people on the internet right now in my opinion. Loved the Vosotros video.
Of you, sick.
And I love your hair routine, man. It's amazing. I need some advice. A while ago, he made a video about Hunter x Hunter. In that video, he makes the point that a lot of people make about Hunter x Hunter's main MC, which is that Gon is a terrible main character.
Gon was a horrible main character. He had no character development throughout the whole show. He was selfish through the whole thing.
He developed backwards. He did it wrong.
No.
Well, he didn't. He developed kind of bad, so...
I wanted to talk about that because it is a common take and I just wanted to explore it a bit more. Alright? All love to Tony.
Hunter x Hunter was not phenomenal until the last arc.
Now homeboy here comes in hot with a spicy take, and a disagreement forms from the get-go. Yes, the last arc, or what I think he means, the Chimera Ant arc, is very good, but other arcs were fire as well.
Green Island?
I love Green Island.
No.
Yeah, you told me, you were like, you're not gonna like this arc, and I loved Green Island.
That's weird. You're a weirdo. I didn't like Green Island at all.
But I don't think there is something to respond to here. If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. So it's fine.
If anybody that says that Hunter x Hunter is their number one, they have not watched a lot of anime.
That's true.
Don't get it
That's
twisted.
true.
Don't get it twisted.
Oh my god. Okay, sir. I take great offense in that. Coming from a person who indeed watched a good amount of anime and read a lot of manga, I can say that Hunter x Hunter is the best, in my opinion, because it's quite unique. However, at the same time, I can totally see and understand why people do not gravitate towards Hunter x Hunter like they do with other shows. Hunter x Hunter, I believe it's somewhat of an acquired taste. If I had to guess, most people that watch Hunter x Hunter will enjoy it just fine and then move on to the next thing. Some people will watch Hunter x Hunter, they really love it, but they will have some issues with the series, and a small percentage will connect with the story so much that it turns into an obsession. And that's what I mean by an acquired taste. The more you enjoy Hunter x Hunter and the more you watch Hunter x Hunter, the more it grows on you and the more you fall in love with this story. I believe I am in that camp. I believe my man Tony is in the second camp and homeboy over here is in the first camp.
Gon was a horrible main character. He had no character development throughout the whole show. He was selfish through the whole thing.
Okay, I am sick and tired of the Gon disrespected that is always going around. There are two characters in Hunter x Hunter that always get disrespected. Number one is Leorio, and he gets disrespected by all of the anime studios out there. They always treat him like a joke, like the comic relief character, but in fact, he is so much more than that. He is an amazing character. He has a lot of big moments in the story, yet they all get relegated into a joke, or his big moments get passed away to another character while it is being adapted into an anime. Leorio is such an important character, I'll go as far to say as he is the actual heart of the main four. No disrespect of Leorio anymore, alright? And the second character that always catches strays is, of course, Gon.
He was selfish.
He developed backwards. He did it wrong.
Alright, yes, that happened in the Chimera Ant arc, and I love the way you worded it, but why are we not talking about the growth that Gon experienced throughout the entire story? Think about it for a second, and let's have an objective look about Gon's journey. Gon is an extremely smart character, and that is shown from the very first arc. The more he learns, and the more difficult the challenges he faces, he adapts super quickly. And we can see that, but at the same time, we see the hardship of the world around him. And the truth of the matter is, yes, he is an extraordinary kid, but he is placed in a very extraordinary world. So he still gets beat up regularly. And after each loss that he faces, a lot of losses, he gets up and tries again. He perseveres. He has a lot of tenacity. He's a character that will never give up. Yes, he is a selfish character, but he will not give up, especially if he is fighting for someone that he really cares about. We get a glimpse of his darker side from the very beginning of the story. And at the end, when he crashes out, like Tony said, when he develops backward, I don't think that's developing in a backward way or anything. No, it's just Gon breaking down because he relies so much on his emotions. And to me, that's something you admire in a character. What I love about Gon is that he is a black and white character, but he is placed in a gray world, which makes him very unique in that story.
善悪の区別なく称賛し心を開く。つまりこいつは危ういんだ。言うなれば目利きが全く通用しない五分の品。
So to sum up, it's a feature, not a bug. He is kind-hearted to the people that he considers friends. He has a moral compass, which is for the most part good because he's a good character. He's on the good guy's side. But whatever exists outside of his own little bubble, to him, it's something that must be conquered in order to reach his goal.
Well, he didn't. He developed kind of bad. So in the beginning, Gon was seen as this happy-go-lucky kid that was really strong with a strong dad. And then you see him meet the Chimera Ant. I mean, not the Chimera Ants. You see him meet the Phantom Troupe, and he gets really angry at them. And he's like, "How could you just kill somebody for no reason? Like they didn't do anything. Like that's the definition of true evil. I would never do that. You guys are monsters. I would never be a monster." But Gon did, but the Phantom Troupe did. Because he was like, yo, you keep healing Moegi. You keep healing Moegi. I'm going to kill her for that.
Alright, listen, let's do a visual aid, okay? That's how I envision Gon's journey throughout the series, okay? So he starts like this, but the world around him, to us and to Gon, is like this. And the more he learns and the more he evolves, he sees the world like this, but the reality is that the world is like this.
So, Gon has a friend named Kite. We all know fucking Kite gets hurt, kind of dies, okay? And so Gon's talking to Pito and was like, yo, I'm here, bitch. Okay? I'm here, bitch.
That little bitch right there?
And Gon was like, yo, Pito, bitch, I'm here. And I told you I was gonna be here. If Kite doesn't come back, I'm gonna kill that girl, and then I'm gonna kill you.
She's done so.
And then Pito was like, wait, it's gonna take 4 hours to save her. This man Gon said, I'll give you one.
Kite was not Gon's childhood. Like, childhood friend is like me and T.
Yeah.
Like, I've known him for a long time. Like, a childhood friend, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Alright, first of all, I love the connection between you guys. No hate, only love from here. And I totally understand where you are coming from. And yes, I see it. I see the issue here. The relationship between Kite does not justify Gon's action at the end and Gon's breaking down. However, that's not the fault of the story. That's the fault of the freaking anime adaptation. No hate whatsoever to Madhouse. I love Madhouse. I've watched a lot of animes coming from Madhouse and they're classics, okay? I've grown up watching Madhouse animes. But when it came to adapting Hunter x Hunter, oh my god, did they mess up. They left out the most important part in the story, which is the introduction of Kite. I made a whole video about it if you're interested that tells the whole story, but to sum up, you know how if you watch the 2011 anime, the introduction of Kite's character and the emphasis on his importance, it's somewhat rushed and it does not justify his Gon actions at the end. But the thing you need to understand is Kite's introduction wasn't like that. To put it simply, Kite gave Gon his whole purpose in life. Like, Kite was the needle mover. Kite was the thing that made Gon wants to be a hunter. Kite was the thing that made Gon wants to go and find Ging. So yes, Kite is so much more than someone that Gon considers like a friend or a homie. No, he's so much more than that.
Kite was not Gon's childhood friend. That was not a childhood friend.
In fact, I would go as far to say as Kite is an actual father figure in Gon's life that he is attached to more than his actual father, even after he met him. Importance-wise, if you think about it, Kite means more to Gon than Ging. But yeah, that's like a major misunderstanding for the people that only experienced Hunter x Hunter in the 2011 anime.
He's just a garbage can of a main character. Killua's backstory was way worse than Gon's. Killua had to become an assassin because his family wasn't.
My man, I completely see what you say by Kilwa being the main character, but wasn't he the main character? I mean, it was as much as Kilwa's story as it was Gon's story in a way. They were both on screen almost the same amount of time. Yes, Gon had a little bit more of a development, but Kilwa was there. Also, that's why I think the whole MC argument in Hunter x Hunter does not really work, because there is a lot of characters in Hunter x Hunter and all of them can be an MC. Like York knew Kurapika was the MC. The 13 chairman election arc, Kilwa was the MC. Succession War arc, well, Kurapika is the MC, but actually no, Kurapika is not the MC, because there is a lot of characters and there is a lot of characters that you can see the story from their perspective and it's all going down at once. And your reasoning is gone bad because growth is meh. If you're talking about 2011, then maybe. But in general, it's really not.
Great, right?
I like the aspect that he was changing, but I think that he should have formed into a bad guy for real. And really and ventured into that, you know what I'm saying? Other than being like, oh, let me be bad for a little bit. Itadori's character development is a perfect example of losing your light. That is a perfect example. Gon shit, he just was selfish and was not realistic with himself.
Yeah.
Gon actually did become the bad guy, like you said, and your reference to JJK, and I might even throw Attack on Titan in here with Eren's Jaeger's overarching story when he later on became like the villain of the story. That's a great character growth over time, when he goes from happy-go-lucky into the main villain, but that cannot really apply for Hunter x Hunter over a long period of time. Gon freaks cannot have a long villain arc because, to put it simply, there are no villains in Hunter x Hunter. Well, the spiders, the Phantom Troupe, they're the villains. Okay, but in the York New arc, their whole action started and they were going up against the Mafia. So, who's the bad guy again? I don't know. In the Chimera Ant arc, literally by the end of the arc, you are rooting for the Ant King and you want him to stay alive. It can work in a lot of stories. However, in Hunter x Hunter, it cannot really work for long periods of time.
危うくもあるんだわね。
Now, I believe some Gon love and appreciation is overdue. Love it or hate it, Gon is the most focused on character in the series, but not by a lot. Other characters got explored in different ways. But the thing is with Gon is that Gon is flawed and he is very human. He learns and he makes a lot of mistakes, and that's what makes him such a lovable little character motherfucker. He's not a grand character with a personality bigger than the whole entire world like you see in traditional anime, but he is a real character. A real boy in a very cruel world. And eventually this world breaks him. It's an amazing ups, then down, then up again story of growth. And with that being said, he is not my favorite character, to be honest, okay? But I do not hate him. He is just not my favorite. I enjoy other characters that I identify with them more. But I did enjoy the journey of Gon, and I believe that's the purpose, or that's the actual growth of Gon's journey, and his purpose for being an MC is that we can experience the little detours of the story that Gon went through, his ups and downs and up again, like I mentioned, and yeah, that's the beauty of it. He is a real character and he is flawed. Thank you so much for watching. The original video of Tony's is gonna be left in the description of that video. Make sure you subscribe to the Hunter Society for more Hunter x Hunter content to enjoy until the next chapter drops. And yeah, put a like on this video, it really helps out the channel. Thank you so much and have a good day.